Hello YouTube, Dave here again. I am back with another wrestling belt related video. Today I'm taking a look at one of my all-time favorite belts in just, my history as a wrestling fan for almost 30 years now. I'm taking a look at the Intercontinental Championship. This one here is based on the design or the version that was brought back by Cody Rhodes, I think in 2013. Although the version that he had didn't stick around too long, it was a little bit different. So you had the plates had like a nugget texturing. You also had the lines on the globe were flipped around. So you had like the curved lines that we have here, meridians, whatever you want to call them, were actually going like this way and like that. So it was a nice looking belt, but they, a few months later, I don't think, like I said, I don't think the nugget textured one stuck around very long. But they did bring back, like just the classic design with the smooth plates, with the globe fixed, and yeah, it's again one of my all-time favorite championship designs. It's the similar design to what we had growing up through like the late, like through the 80s and 90s. You had this design with this design of Intercontinental Championship belt was held by some of my favorites. You had obviously like Mr. Perfect, Macho Man Randy Savage, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. You had like Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, Goldust. So again, just some of my all-time favorites held this version of the Intercontinental Championship. Although again, it was slightly different back then because it didn't have like the network logo, and there were some differences. I do hope to eventually get a classic block logo Intercontinental title belt, so I can actually do a comparison video. That is one of the belts that's on my list to get. It's not the next one that I want to get, just because I already have an Intercontinental Championship. I want to add a different design to my collection next, and then look at bringing in a classic IC block logo one. But for now, this is the one that I have here. This belt is the commemorative version as well, so it's not a metal replica. It is made out of again, really high quality, very heavy duty plastic. This retails for, well, the prices vary. They're almost always on sale. I ended up getting this for $180 Canadian. It does come with like the belt bag and everything as well. I think it was 30% off was the sale that they had at the time, which was fantastic. For point of reference, the Toys R Us version of the World Heavyweight title replica belt, which was a step down from these commemoratives. In Canada, they were around 120 bucks. So for a little bit more, you get, slightly better quality. The strap's a little bit better. And you also get like the belt bag, which again, that's around a $20 value as far as I'm concerned anyway. Canadian. So yeah, just again, a really, really beautiful belt, but the commemoratives are great. I love them. I wish more of their catalog was available in the plastic commemoratives, because there are so many more belts that I would be interested in getting if they were only a couple $100 versus like $400 or $500. So, we'll see. You never know. They used to have some that were commemorative for different designs. They may bring them back. We'll see what happens. But anyway, so let's get into this belt itself. So I'm just going to take a look at some of the details here. We're going to start actually with the side plates before I talk about the center plate. So we'll just zoom in here. So we've got so this is a six plate belt. You got the main plate, you have two side plates, and then you have the logo plate. So the side plates are the same on both sides. They're just basically mirrored from one another. So what we have are the two grapplers here. You have, looks like trying to get them in a submission hold, and you have the painted WWE Network logo, which I have to say I actually really do like the Network logo. I think it's a really nice design. Scratch logo was great, the block logo was great, but I do really like this logo. And on this belt, as prestigious and as much as I love this design of the Intercontinental Championship belt, I'm actually glad that it has the cleaner looking network logo myself personally. Like I said, I have nothing against the scratch logo. I think it's, you know, a really great design as well. I have a belt that has it on it. I'm looking to get more belts that has that design on it, but I do like the network logo, especially for like this belt here. Then the second side plate that we have is a little bit smaller. It does have the grapplers sort of locking up. And again, you've got the WWE logo there. And then we have the logo plate. So this one has the, again, the network logo, and then the word Intercontinental. So the championship belts back in the day pretty much all had this style of logo plates. So you'd have like the WWF champion, the tag team championship belts I think had like a plate like this as well. And then you also had like the European title actually had like WWF European champion as a logo plate there as well. So again, really, really cool stuff. Along the side plates and the center plate, you do have, again, I don't know how well it's going to show up on camera, but you do have some simulated shell tooling, which looks really nice. You also have like the bevel tooling around the shell tooling, as well as the logo plate. Then we have the snap box. So the snap box on both sides have sort of the same details. This is not a sewn-on patch like what we had with the Universal title belt. I don't mind sewn-on patches. I know there are people that really hate them. They don't bother me. But this one is actually built into the strap itself, and it does have the WWE Network logo stamped into it. And then we've got the gold tip, which the gold tip is actually metal. So even though the plates are plastic, the gold tips are all made of metal, and you can definitely feel it in the weight of the tip. But yeah, so we've got that. Then we'll just flip it over here for a second. And take a look at the back of the belt. So the back is all screwed in, which is great. Earlier commemoratives would have these plastic rivets, especially around the main plates. The main plates almost always had like the plastic rivets on there, which did mean that you couldn't take the plates off of the strap without destroying the rivets. Meaning that if you try to put them back in, you'd have to, like, I've seen people have to like epoxy them back in place, and I don't like that idea. So I do love the fact that they actually do have the screws, and the screws are laid out, as far as I can tell, they are laid out the exact same way as the metal replica. So for example, I do want to get, like, so the block logo championship belt, which comes on a black strap. So, you know, something that might be, you know, I might want to try is actually swapping the plates from one strap and onto the other, because the block logo Intercontinental Championship belt was at times put on a white strap. So if I get the black strap, I could, put like the block logo ones on the white strap just to see how they look. So again, I really like that, that they do have the screws, so you can do stuff like that. You could also, if you wanted to, you can, get them re-leathered. Leather straps are expensive, so I don't think I'd want to do that, but you never know. I guess it's always a possibility. And then we've got the main event. We have the center plate here. So again, just a very simplistic but elegant design, and I love the less is more approach. Like, I don't necessarily need all the belts to have scroll patterns or a lot of stuff sort of go like nugget texturing or stuff like that. There are belts that I think just look better with minimal details on them, and just let the what's on the plate speak for itself, and not have like the texturing or the scroll work sort of distract from it. It's kind of one of the reasons why I've never been super huge on like the big gold belt. I know a lot of people love it. It is a great design. It is a great belt. But I do find that it's just, for me at least, it's hard to actually pick out individual details because there's just so much going on. Whereas with this belt, you don't have that. It's just, smooth plates. You have the star, so you have the 6-star pattern here. You got the compass points, you have the globe, and then you have these sort of, I don't know what you would call these. I want to say on the actual belts, they weren't solid like this. They were actually just like the outline, and then the inside would actually be, I don't know, machined down or etched or whatever you want to say. But yeah, but even, if that's the case and this isn't quite accurate, I still think it actually looks really, really nice. So I like the detail there. You got the WWE Network logo, you got the stars on the side of the word Intercontinental, and then you have the banner with the word Heavyweight Wrestling Champion on it. Yeah, just a beautiful design. The plate itself does have a slight curve to it, so I can actually fit, part of my hand under it anyway, before you would have to lift the belt up a bit to keep going under. So it does have a slight curve. It's not as exaggerated or as massive as the Undisputed title belt, which has just a humongous curve on it, but it's not as flat as some of the other replica belts. So again, just a nice, understated, slight curve to it, but there, you do have that. The side plates also seem to have a little bit of a curve. Nothing, again, dramatic, but you can, at least it looks like there's just a very, very slight curve on there. The plates themselves are about 4 millimeters thick, which I think is the same as the metal replicas. Like I said, these plates in every way are the same as the metal replicas. They're just made out of a different material and at half the cost to you, the consumer. So again, one of my all-time favorite championship belts. This is the one that I would see defended a lot more during my early days as a wrestling fan, because you had champions like, in '93, you had Hogan for a bit, which don't even get me started on that. Then you had Yokozuna, who was there, but typically his title defenses were on pay-per-views, and that's back when they had like just the big four. Five, because they did have the King of the Ring in '93. So you didn't see that belt defended a lot, but you would see the IC belt used a lot more on TV. So again, like Razor Ramon in the early '90s. One of the best. So again, really, really love this design. And yeah, the commemorative version is awesome. Like you wouldn't tell if you had these two just sitting next to each other. And I do want to do a comparison if I do get the block logo one. But if you had these two belts, commemorative and replica, sitting next to each other, you wouldn't know the difference just by looking at them. The strap is the exact same strap you would get on the metal replica. You get the metal, the gold tip on the end. It's just, the plates are a different material, but it's much more affordable and it's a beautiful looking belt. So I would recommend this to anyone out there who wants to get into belt collecting but doesn't want to spend, $500, $600 or more on a belt for, half that or a third of that when they're on sale, which they are a lot. You can get these beautiful commemorative versions, and they look great. Hang them on your wall or put them on a shelf. Sling them over your shoulder once in a while. It doesn't really matter. It is a fantastic belt. So again, one of my all-time favorites. Anyway, let me know in the comments below what are some of your favorite Intercontinental champions and some of your favorite Intercontinental Championship matches. Let me know what your thoughts are on the redesigns that we've had over the years. Are you someone who loved the oval IC? Do you love the new version? Just let me know, because like I said, they're fine in their own right. It's just not my own personal preference. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Take care.